The storm had just cleared when Cole Walker parked his black Dodge Charger in front of his house. The smell of wet asphalt mixed with gasoline always calmed him. For years it had been the sound of his world. The low growl of engines, the hum of tires slicing through the night. But those days were gone. He'd promised himself he would never race again. Not after what happened 3 years ago. He shut off the engine, the rumble fading into silence. The clock on the dashboard read 11:47 p.m. Too late for visitors. Too quiet for comfort. Cole grabbed the grocery bag from the passenger seat and stepped out. The neighborhood was the kind that never made the news. Small houses, front yards full of toys, neighbors who kept to themselves. He liked it that way. A simple life, no noise, no chaos. Just him, his tools, and the garage job that paid the bills. He had almost reached the porch when his phone vibrated. Mia. Her name lit up the screen with a smiling photo she had taken last summer at the pier. He answered with a grin. "Hey, little sis. Shouldn't you be asleep? It's almost midnight." Her voice came through shaky but trying to sound casual. "Cole, I think someone's following me." The smile disappeared from his face. "Where are you?" "I'm leaving the community center. I stayed late helping out. There's this black SUV that's been behind me for like 5 blocks. Cole's pulse spiked. "Stay on the phone, go somewhere crowded, a gas station, anything. I'm turning on Main now, maybe I'm just being paranoid." The sound of screeching tires cut her off. A man's voice yelled something in the background, followed by a loud crash. "Mia!" he shouted, his heart pounding. Static, then silence. "Maya!" He ran back to his car, adrenaline taking over. He started the engine so hard it nearly jumped off the ground. The Charger roared as he pulled out of the driveway, tires screeching across the wet pavement. His mind was racing faster than his car. Main Street was only 2 miles away, but every red light felt like a wall. When he reached the intersection, the smell of burned rubber hit first. Then he saw it. A small silver Honda Civic, Mia's car, with the driver's door still open and the headlights pointing into the dark. Her purse lay on the ground, one strap torn. No sign of her. Cole stepped out slowly, scanning the street. His breathing was heavy, every muscle tight. Across the road, a security camera blinked above a liquor store. He ran inside. "Hey," he barked. "You got footage from outside?" The old man behind the counter froze. "Depends who's asking." Cole slammed a $100 bill on the counter. "Someone took my sister." 5 minutes later, the screen showed everything. Mia's car pulling up, her stepping out, phone to her ear. Then, 3 bikes. Matty black street racers. No plates. The riders wore jackets with a symbol that made Cole's stomach twist. A silver Viper headband wrapped around a piston. The Iron Vipers. The same crew that once ruled the underground racing circuit, and the same ones responsible for the crash that killed his best friend. He'd walked away after that night, left the scene, left the city, left everything. But now they were back, and they had Mia. He burned the image into his mind, one of the bikers, tall, wearing a cracked black helmet with a red stripe down the middle. The leader. He'd seen that helmet before, years ago, in the same race that destroyed everything. Cole's jaw clenched. His voice was low, steady, dangerous. "You picked the wrong girl." By morning, his living room looked like a war room. Maps of highways, old racing routes, names scribbled on sticky notes. He hadn't called the police. He knew how this worked. The Vipers didn't play by the law, and cops wouldn't get there in time. If Mia was still alive, the clock was already ticking. His phone buzzed again, a new message from an unknown number. He opened it and froze. A photo. Mia, blindfolded, tied to a chair. Below, a single line of text. "You want her back? Ride again." Cole dropped the phone, hands trembling. The message wasn't just a threat. It was personal. Someone knew exactly who he was and what button to push. He walked to the garage, flipped on the light. There it was under a tarp, the 2010 Challenger he had sworn never to drive again. Its black paint was dull from dust, but the machine still looked like it could tear the world in half. He stared at it for a long time, breathing hard. He could still hear the echo of his friend's voice from that night, years ago. "Promise me, Cole. If I don't make it, don't ever race again." He had kept that promise. Until now. He tore the tarp off, the sound of fabric ripping through silence. He turned the ignition. The car roared to life like a sleeping beast, headlights piercing the darkness. Then came another vibration, his phone again. Another message. "You have 48 hours, or she's gone." Underneath it, a location pin. An abandoned airstrip outside the city. Cole's eyes narrowed. He knew that place. It used to host illegal races before the cops shut it down. That's where the Vipers wanted to meet. That's where it would begin again. At sunrise, he drove to the old biker bar at the edge of town. It was the last place he ever wanted to see, but it was also the only place that could help him now. Inside, the smell of oil, sweat, and whiskey filled the air. A dozen faces turned to look at him. Some were shocked, others amused. "Look who decided to crawl back from the grave," a deep voice said. Cole turned and saw Rex Dalton, former teammate, now president of the Rogue Racers. A friend once, but time had turned that friendship into a wound. "Not here to cause trouble," Cole said quietly. "I need information." Rex leaned back in his chair. "We all need something, brother. You just happen to need it after disappearing for 3 years. Why should I help you?" Cole took out his phone, showed the photo of Mia. "Because they took her." The room went silent. Rex's smirk faded. "The Vipers?" Cole nodded. Rex exhaled, rubbing his beard. "You know what that means. You're going to have to race again." "I don't have a choice." Rex stood up and put a hand on his shoulder. "You never did, man. You were born for this. But listen, this won't end in one night. You go after them, you're declaring war." Cole's voice was firm. "Then I guess war's coming." That night, back in his garage, he tuned the Challenger like his life depended on it. Every screw, every spark, every sound mattered. The radio played low, an old country song about home, but his mind was somewhere else. Every flash of light, every noise outside made him think of Mia calling for help. He checked his watch. 24 hours left. He knew he couldn't do it alone. He would need allies, people who still believed in him, people crazy enough to go to war against the Vipers. Outside, thunder rolled again, as if the storm had never really ended. Cole tightened one last bolt, looked at the car, and whispered, "Hang on, Mia. I'm coming." He opened the garage door. Rain fell hard, bouncing off the hood. The city lights reflected on the wet street ahead, his old world waiting for him. As he climbed into the driver's seat, his phone buzzed once more. No text this time, just a short video. Mia's voice trembling. "Cole, don't come for me, please." The video ended with a shadow passing behind her, a man's voice whispering, "He's already on his way." Cole froze, knuckles white around the steering wheel. Whoever had her wasn't just a rival racer. It was someone who knew him, someone from his past. He started the engine, and the roar filled the night like thunder. And for the first time in 3 years, Cole Walker raced again. Cole barely slept. Every time he closed his eyes, he saw Mia in that chair, wrists amarrados, esperando por él. Every time he opened them, the message glared at him. 48 hours. That was the point. They wanted him nervoso, sem tempo, sem plano. They wanted him reagindo, non pensando. But racing had taught him one thing. Quem entra na pista sem estratégia, já perdeu. By 7 a.m., the garage was open, the Challenger was up on the lift, and the smell of fuel, metal, and old victories filled the room. The car still had it. The body, the motor, the voice. What it didn't have was the upgrade he'd need to run against Vipers. Those guys didn't just street race, they modified like lunatics. Nitrous, ECU hacked, tires de competição. If he fosse encarar os caras que sequestraram Mia, ele precisaria da melhor versão dele. e da melhor versão do carro. And he knew exactly who could give him that. He wiped his hands on a rag, grabbed his keys, and headed to the old industrial district on the south side, the part of the city onde as oficinas não tinham placa e os donos não faziam perguntas. The sign was still there, even faded. Rafa Performance. He smirked. Let's see if you still hate me, he muttered. Inside, the shop looked bigger than he remembered. 2 lifts working, one Supra no meio, Mustang sem motor, e cara de boné virado mexendo no computador de injeção. Latin music low on the radio, smell of coffee and oil. Shop's full, the man said without turning. Come back in the... He turned. Cole? Hey, Rafa. For a second, there was nothing. Then Rafa jogged a wrench on the bench and walked over with that mix of anger and saudade nos ojos. You got some nerve, man. I know. You disappear 3 years, no call, no message, nothing. I thought you were dead. Wasn't dead, just done. Rafa studied him. You never look done, hermano. You look like trouble. It is trouble. Cops? Worse. Rafa's jaw tightened. Family? They took Mia. The joking tone died right there. Rafa looked at him de outro jeito. Who? The Iron Vipers. Rafa cursed in Spanish and kicked the rolling stool. Those clowns are still around? They're not clowns anymore. They're organized. They sent me a photo. They want me to race. So they made it personal. He nodded slowly. Okay. Then it's personal for me too. You don't have to. Rafa levantó a mão. Shut up. I loved that girl. She used to bring me coffee when you'd be here all night tuning. She used to cheer like it was NASCAR when you won. You think I let someone take her and I stay quiet? That was why he came. Not because Rafa was the best tuner in the city, but because Rafa tinha coração. What do you need? Rafa asked. I need the Challenger ready for a high-speed run, long stretch. They're taking me to an old airstrip. Probably want to test me, humiliate me, film it. I can't show up slow. Rafa cochó a barba. Your car is strong stock, but Vipers run twin turbos on imports. You need grip, response, and a little surprise. He walked over to a shelf and pulled a dusty box. Lucky I don't throw things away. Cole raised an eyebrow. Is that your old nitrous system? I kept it. Thought one day you'd stop being stubborn. Cole almost laughed. I said I'd never race again. And I said you were lying. They got to work. Hours passed in a blur of tools, wires, calibrations. Rafa opened the ECU, reprogrammed fuel maps, adjusted timing. Cole trocou os pneus por jogo mais novo que Rafa tinha guardado. They reinforced the suspension, changed the plugs, cleaned the injectors. While they worked, Rafa asked, You told anyone else? Just Rex. Rafa stopped. You went to Rex? He's still running? Yeah. Rogue racers got bigger, they help people now. Families, vets, folks who got in trouble with loan sharks. He's different. He's still mad. Of course he's mad. You left. We all stayed. I didn't leave you. I left racing. For us, it was the same thing. Cole didn't answer. He knew it. Walking away from the track wasn't so parar de correr. It was leaving behind uma família que vivia daquilo. He buried his guilt, but now it was back on the table. Rafa fechou o capô e limpou as mãos. You need him. Vipers don't run alone. If they took Mia, they got people, spots, lookout, cadeia de comando. You can't break that solo. I know. You really gonna ask him for backup? I don't have a choice. Rafa looked at him calm sinceridade. Then don't go like a ghost. Go like one of us. Go as Cole Walker, the guy we followed at 3 a.m. on the bridge because we knew he'd never let us crash. Cole segurou o olhar. That guy died the night Leo did. Rafa balançou a cabeça. No, that guy just got scared. He tossed him the keys. Car's ready, stronger than before. Don't be stupid with the nitrous, and if you need me, call. I got a truck. I got tools. I got no wife to tell me no. Cole sorriu de leve. Thanks, man. Bring her home. The next stop was the one he was adiando, the Rogue Racer's warehouse. It used to be Galpão. Now it looked like a real base. Big American flag hanging. Racks of parts. 2 cars being painted. Men and women working. Everybody busy. It looked less like an illegal crew and more like uma comunidade de gearheads que deu certo. When he walked in, conversation stopped. Heads turned. People sussurrarum. That him? Yeah, that's Walker. Thought he quit. He did. So why is he back? Rex Dalton came from the back, wiping grease from his hands. Tall, broad, beard well kept, tattoos appearing under the rolled-up sleeves. He looked like someone que tinha visto muita estrada e tinha sobrevivido. You actually came, Rex said. You said I'd need you. I said you'd need more than a pretty car. Cole gestured around. You've been busy. Rex gave a quick, proud smile. I got tired of running from cops, so we started doing runs for people who actually need it. Medicines, parts, stuff for shelters. People pay. We stay clean enough. We still race, but with rules. Cole nodded. Good for you. Rex cruzó os brazos. So, your sister. They took her to force me to race. That's not their style. Vipers usually just crush rivals on the road. This is different. Someone wanted me. Rex thought for a second. There's a guy running their scene now. Calls himself Blade. Not his real name. He's young, loud, wants to film everything, post everything, make the scene look like a movie. Then why take Mia? Because Blade works for someone else, someone old, someone who remembers you. That hit harder than he wanted to show. So this is personal. Looks like it. Rex called out, Tasha. A woman in a dark tank top and braid came over, tablet in hand. Eyes atentos, postura de quem manda e ninguém discute. Tasha tracks the races, Rex explained. She knows every illegal meet within 100 miles. She looked Cole up and down. So you're the ghost. People really calling me that? You vanish from the scene after the most tragic race in 5 years? Yeah, they call you the ghost. She tapped on the tablet. There's a meet tonight. Abandoned airstrip like your message said. Vipers will be there. Small crowd. No cops. Perfect place for a test. That's where they want me. Then that's where we go, Rex said. Cole shook his head. No, they said no backup. Rex deu uma risada curta. You really think we're gonna let you go alone after everything? Man, you're stubborn. If they see you, we don't go in, we stay around. Eyes on the road, radios on. If they try to move your sister, we follow. If they try to kill you, we move in. Cole hesitated. He didn't want to put anyone else in danger. But he also knew. Vipers jogavam sujo. They could put him on a race and move Mia to another location ao mesmo tempo. Without extra eyes, he'd lose her. Fine, he said. But you do it your way. Quiet. Tasha gave him a small smile. We're good at quiet. Rex walked closer. Listen, man, before you disappeared, we were a mess. We only wanted to be faster than the next guy. Now we use what we know to help. You coming back? That's either gonna bring the scene up, or it's gonna start a war. I don't want a war. You don't get to pick. They took blood. That never ends quiet. Rex lowered his voice. You ready to be that guy again? Cole looked at his hands. They were steady, not like the night before, not like when he saw the video. Working on the car, seeing Rafa, being here, it reminded him of who he really was. I don't know if I'm ready, he said. I just know I don't have a choice. Rex nodded, satisfied. Good. Then we roll tonight. The sun dropped fast. By 10 p.m., the city was just pockets of light behind them. The abandoned airstrip ficava numa área aberta, cercada de árvores baixas e galpões caindo aos pedaços. Perfeito para corrida. Perfeito para sequestro. Perfeito para uma armadilha. Cole chegou primeiro. He turned off the engine and listened. Faint music. Engines in the distance. headlights cutting through the dark. One by one, the cars came in. Imports rebaixados. Muscle cars roncando alto. Faróis de LED. Gente falando alto. The scene was alive. The same vibe de anos atrás. But there was algo diferente. Câmeras, tripés, drones. The new generation of racers wanted views tanto quanto vitória. A black BMW with green stripes pulled up in front of him. The driver stepped out. Thin, tatuagem no pescoço, cabelo raspado dos lados, sunglasses at night, trying hard to look dangerous. "Walker," he yelled, abrindo os braços. "Man, I thought you were a myth." "Blade." "In the flesh." Cole analisou rápido. Blade parecia o tipo que cresceu ouvindo histórias dos antigos e agora queria provar que era maior. But he didn't look like the mind behind a kidnapping. He looked like a performer. "You got something that belongs to me," Cole said. "Blade Ryu." "Straight to business, I like that. But no, I don't have her." "Then who does?" "My boss." "Then why am I here?" "Because he wants to see if you still got it. He says if you win, you get the next location. You lose." Blade shrugged. "He says you weren't worth bringing back." Cole's jaw clenched. "Put me on the line." Blade snapped his fingers. "You heard the man. Get the strip ready." People ran to set cones, mark lanes, test the asphalt. Drones went up. Phones started filming. Comments were probably already being posted. The ghost is back. Old school versus new school. Cole walked back to his car. As he opened the door, his earpiece clicked. Rex's voice came through low. "We're in position. Me, Tasha, and 2 more. West side behind the hangar. You see Mia?" "Negative. No movement besides racers." So they didn't bring her. That meant what he suspected. They were going to stretch this. Play with him. Force him into varias corridas até ele quebrar. He sat behind the wheel, hands firm. The engine vibrated like it wanted to run. Across from him, Blade got into his BMW. Loud music, flames on the exhaust, crowd cheering. Blade pointed at him through the windshield, smiling, like this was entertainment. For Cole, this was life or death. A girl walked to the center with a light stick. She looked at both cars, raised her arm. Cole inhaled. In that second, the world got small. Just the strip, just the car, just the goal. The light dropped. Both cars launched. The Challenger roared, tires gripping the asphalt. Blade's BMW jumped ahead for half a second, lighter, faster off the line. But Cole had torque. He shifted clean, feeling the car push forward like a punch. Halfway down, Blade tried to block, swerving slightly into Cole's lane. Dirty move. Cole didn't flinch. He tapped the nitrous, just a burst. The Challenger shot forward nose to nose, then half a car ahead. The crowd screamed. But then, from the corner of his eye, Cole saw headlights moving behind the hangar. Not racers, SUVs. His earpiece clicked violent. "Tasha." "Cole. They're moving something on the back road. 2 SUVs, could be her." He had a choice. Finish the race and win the clue. Or break off now and go after the SUVs sem ter certeza. He kept the pedal down. He crossed first. The crowd went wild. Drones circled. Blade slammed his steering wheel, frustrated. He got out pointing. "That was sick, man, sick. Okay. You still got it. Boss was right." Cole got out. "Location, now." Blade's smile voltou. "Relax. I was told to give you this if you won." He pulled a folded piece of paper from his pocket, handed it over. Cole opened. It was not an address. It was just 3 words. State Line Motel. And under it, "You're getting warmer, Walker." Cole looked up, anger boiling. But by then, the SUVs that Tasha saw were already gone. They were still ahead of him. Again. He clenched the paper in his fist. This wasn't just a test of speed, it was a game. Cole left the airstrip angry. He had proved he could still win, but it didn't bring Mia back. The Vipers were feeding him places on purpose, making him waste time. They wanted him correndo, no pensando. The paper on the seat said only, State Line Motel. No hour, no room. That meant one thing. They were watching. He drove fast toward the state line. The highway was almost empty, long and dark, only the sound of the Charger in the wind. He kept replaying the video of Mia in his head. She was alive. That was the only thing that mattered. The motel appeared ahead. Old, neon flickering parking lot half empty. Place for truckers and people who didn't want to be found. A good place to drop a clue. Or set a trap. He parked across the street and watched first. No SUVs, no bikes. Too quiet. He crossed and went into the office. An old man watched TV. "I'm looking for a girl brought in tonight," Cole said. "Young. Brown hair. Not here by choice." The man kept staring at the TV. "Room 12. Are they still here?" "I didn't see him leave." Cole went up the outdoor stairs slow, hand near his gun. Room 12 was dark. He opened it. Empty. No Mia. Only a metal chair in the middle and a tablet on the bed, screen on. He pressed play. Mia. Same chair. Same blindfold. A man's distorted voice. "He'll come." Another voice, younger, probably Blade. "You think he'll really race again?" The first voice. "Oh, he already did." The video ended. Cole smashed the tablet on the floor. They were laughing at him. Engines sounded outside. He went to the window. 3 cars pulled in. 2 tuned Nissans and a black Cadillac CTS-V. Doors opened. Vipers jackets. They blocked the exit. "Walker!" one of them shouted. "Boss says hi." So that was it. Not a rescue spot. A delay spot. He didn't waste time. He left through the back staircase, ran to his Charger and started the engine. The Vipers rushed back to their cars. He shot out of the motel lot. They followed. The highway was where he felt most alive. 3 cars behind him trying to pen him in. He could work with that. The Cadillac stayed in the center lane, leading the chase. The Nissans came to the sides, trying to close the gap. Classic move to force a slowdown. Cole accelerated to 110. The Challenger responded like it was built for this because it was. His earpiece clicked. "Rex. We saw the motel cameras. You got company?" 3 Vipers. I'm on 14 headed west. Tasha. You want backup? Stay off the road. If they see you, they'll run. I want one of them talking. He cut the call. 1 Nissan edged closer to his right, trying to bump his rear. Cole braked a hair. The Nissan missed. Cole swerved left, making the second Nissan back off. The Cadillac tried to use that moment and came up beside him. The driver shouted through the window, "Pull over, Walker. Boss wants you alive." "Then stop sending kids," Cole said, and hit the nitrous for 1 second. The Challenger jumped forward. The Cadillac lost ground. The Nissan behind misjudged the distance and clipped the Cadillac's bumper. Both cars wobbled. Cole moved to the center lane and took the lead. But the Cadillac driver was good. He straightened the car and came again, angry now. The remaining Nissan lined up to try to box him for real. They reached a long, straight stretch. No traffic, no lights, just dark open road. Perfect for a high-speed test. Perfect for an ambush, too. The Nissan pulled up to his left, almost touching. Cole knew what they wanted. Force him off or slow him down until more cars arrived. He braked hard. The Nissan shot ahead. Cole slipped behind it, tapped its rear quarter panel. The Nissan spun off the asphalt, sliding onto the shoulder and stopping in dirt. 1 down. The Cadillac and the other Nissan kept on him. "Last chance," the Cadillac driver shouted. "Boss says you gotta learn he runs the highway now." "So this is about ego," Cole said. "Not business. It's about proving your old news." That told him a lot. The guy controlling this wasn't just punishing him. He was trying to show the new generation that the legend could be dragged. Cole wasn't going to let that happen. He slowed just enough to pull behind the Cadillac, then hit nitrous again and rammed the back. Not enough to kill, just enough to make the car lose control. The Cadillac spun across both lanes. The remaining Nissan tried to dodge, clipped the Cadillac, and both cars went off the road. Cole kept straight. Only when the highway was clear did he slow. His earpiece clicked. Rex, we're at the old way station. Bring 'em if you got one. I sent 2 to the grass, Cole said. Anyone still walking, grab him. Tasha. Got one. Young, scared, Viper's jacket. Hold him. I'm on my way. The way station was dark and abandoned. Good place to talk. Rex had the kid against the wall. Tasha kept watch. The kid couldn't be older than 19. Buzz cut, tattoos that looked fresh, eyes shaking. But he still tried to look tough. You're dead, man, the kid said. You mess with Vipers, you're dead. Cole stopped in front of him. You were at the motel? The kid didn't answer. You knew I'd show up there. Still nothing. Cole lowered his voice. They took my sister. I don't care about your crew. I care about her. Help me, and you walk away. The kid blinked. That got to him. You're doing all this for your sister? He asked. Yes. The kid swallowed. They said you were coming back to take the crown. What crown? The scene. The highways. They said the old king was coming back and we had to show you who runs it now. They said you were a problem. So that was the story the unseen boss was selling, that Cole had returned to take over. That way, every young racer would see him as the enemy. What's your name? Cole asked. Ty. Ty, listen. The guys you ride for just left you on the road. I didn't. Think about that. Ty looked between Rex and Cole. I don't know where the girl is. They don't tell us that. I only heard they're moving her a lot, so you can't find her. Warehouse, motel, storage, like that. Why? Boss said you're smart, said don't let him hit the same spot twice. So he expects me to chase. Ty nodded. Who's above Blade? I don't know his name. Blade calls him the old man. Says he was kicked out of the scene years ago. Says this is his way back. That made sense. Someone older. Someone who knew Cole. Someone who hated that he walked away. Ty, Cole said. How do they always know where I'm going? Ty hesitated. Then, boss said, he won't be hard to watch. He's gonna ask for help, and we got ears where he asks. Rex cursed, so we got a leak. Tasha crossed her arms. Inside where? My team? Your shop? Rafa's? Ty raised both hands. I don't know, I swear, I just drive. Cole stared at him. The kid wasn't lying. He really didn't know. Cole stepped back. Get him out of town, he told Rex. Far. If he stays, the Vipers will make him disappear. Ty looked stunned. You're letting me go? You didn't take my sister. You're just in the wrong crew. Ty nodded fast. Okay, I heard one more thing, an old warehouse near the freight yard, red doors. Turner Auto Shipping. They said they'd stop there on the way west. That's enough, Cole said. Go. Rex shoved the kid toward his truck. Don't come back, he warned. 20 minutes later, they reached the freight yard. Rows of containers, tracks, empty lots. The warehouse with red doors was exactly where Ty said it would be. They parked in the dark and went on foot. Cole pushed the side door open. Empty. No guards. No cars. Just an old chair and zip ties on the floor. On the chair, taped, another note. You're fast, but I'm faster. Next time, don't bring friends. So they knew he had backup. They knew he wasn't alone at the airstrip. They knew he was here now. Rex's face hardened. They're watching us. Tasha scanned the ceiling for cameras. I don't see anything. They don't have to be in here, Cole said. They just have to have someone telling them where I go. He crumpled the note. This wasn't just a rescue anymore. Someone was pulling him back into the world he left and enjoying every second of it. We find the leak, he said, or we keep arriving late. And while we chase, Rex said, they move her again. Cole looked at the empty warehouse, at the broken zip ties, at the chair where Mia should have been. They want me tired, he said. They want me angry. Are you? Rex asked. Cole looked at him. I am now. And if someone close was really feeding the Vipers, the next move wouldn't be on the road. It would be inside their own circle. Cole didn't drive home that night. He couldn't. Every time he closed his eyes, he saw the note again. Next time, don't bring friends. That line burned deeper than the threats. It meant someone had been talking, someone inside his circle. He parked near an abandoned rest stop off the highway and sat in silence, watching trucks roar by. The night smelled of diesel and wet dirt, the kind of air you breathe when the world feels heavier than your chest. He replayed every conversation, every call. Rafa, Rex, Tasha, everyone he trusted, who had leaked the routes, who knew every place he went before he even arrived. The earpiece clicked. Rex's voice. You still up? Yeah. I checked with Tasha. We swept the cars. No trackers, no bugs. Either the leak is human or they're inside our comms. Inside the comms? Could be. Someone feeding info from the inside line. Cole rubbed his temples. They knew about the motel, the warehouse, everything. They're always a step ahead. Rex hesitated. There's one thing. Ty mentioned an old man. Somebody who used to be one of us. That narrows it. How much? Too much. Cole started the car. Meet me at Rafa's shop in an hour. We check everything. The sun was just starting to rise when he pulled into a Rafa Performance. Rafa was already there, hood up on another car, music low. You look like hell, Rafa said. I found out why. Cole handed him the note. Rafa read it, frowned. Someone ratted. Yeah. Rafa closed the hood slowly. You think it's me? I think someone close is leaking. You were the first person I went to. You tuned the car. If they knew I was running nitrous again. Rafa cut him off. Don't. Don't what? Don't point at me because you're running out of people to blame. Cole's voice stayed low. Then tell me how they knew about the airstrip before I even got there. Rafa slammed his wrench down. You think I'd sell you out? After what they did to Leo? After what they're doing to Mia? Silence filled the shop. Rex and Tasha arrived seconds later. Tension hung like smoke. Rex looked between them. What's going on? Cole didn't look away from Rafa. If someone's been talking, I want to know who. Tasha stepped forward. We checked the comms, you're right, the line's compromised, someone's listening. Cole turned. You traced it? Yeah. The signal's bouncing through a relay that leads back here. She pointed to a laptop on a side table. Rafa's. Rafa's face went blank. No. That's impossible. Tasha typed a few keys, eyes narrowing. The feed's been live since yesterday, audio only. Everything you've said in this shop was sent somewhere else. Rafa's voice broke. I didn't know. Cole took a step forward. How long? Maybe weeks. I set up remote access for tuning cars. Somebody must have piggybacked the line. Rex exhaled. So the leak wasn't you. It was your system. Tasha nodded. But someone had to give them the key to access it. Rafa turned pale. The only other person who had my key was Duke. Rex's face hardened. You mean Duke Harris? Yeah. Cole frowned. He used to run with us. Used to, Rex said, until we kicked him out for double-crossing a client. Tasha checked her screen. And guess what? Duke's still active, works with Blade's crew sometimes. He's the one connecting the dots. Cole's hands clenched. Then Duke's the leak. By the time they found Duke, the sun was burning high over the desert road. He was easy to find. Loud music, flashy cars, always showing off. He ran a small tuning yard on the west side covered in graffiti and stolen parts. Cole, Rex, and Tasha parked across the street. Cole walked in first. Duke was leaning on a car, tattoos up his neck, hair buzzed short. He smirked when he saw them. Well, look who decided to crawl out of retirement, the ghost himself. Cut the crap, Cole said. You've been feeding my moves to the Vipers. Duke laughed. Feeding? Nah, brother. Sharing. The old man wanted eyes on you, so I gave him what he needed. The old man? Yeah, Surprised you don't remember him. Try me. Duke stepped closer. Ronan Vale. The name hit like a punch. Cole's chest tightened. Ronan Vale. The ex-street king who caused the crash that killed Leo. The same man Cole had exposed for sabotage. The same man who swore revenge before disappearing. He's alive? Cole asked. Very. And richer than ever. Owns half the parts moving through this state. He built Blade's crew from scratch. The Vipers work for him now. And Mia. Duke smiled. Collateral. She saw something she shouldn't have. She got in the way of a shipment he was moving. What shipment? Cars. Not just cars on cargo. Stuff he doesn't want cops to see. Tasha raised her gun. Where is she? Duke's smirk faltered. She's fine, for now. He's moving her to Red Mesa tonight. Red Mesa? Rex asked. That's desert territory. No law out there. Exactly, Duke said. You go there, you don't come back. Cole's fist connected before Duke could finish. The man hit the ground, spitting blood. Cole leaned down, voice steady. I'm not asking again. Where is she? Duke wiped his mouth. You can't save her, Walker. Ronan doesn't want ransom. He wants you to come. He wants to race you. Cole froze. Race me? He said he won't touch her till you do. One-on-one. The same way Leo died. Back at Rafa's shop, they gathered around the map. Tasha traced her finger along a line of desert roads. Red Mesa's here, middle of nowhere. Ronan picked it for a reason. Rex crossed his arms. He's playing mind games. He wants you to relive that night. Cole didn't argue. He knew. Ronan Vale was obsessed with reputation. When Cole exposed him, it ended his empire. Now he wanted revenge broadcast to the same world that once idolized them both. This isn't about racing, Cole said. It's about humiliation. Rafa added quietly, and Mia's the bait. Cole looked around the room. If we go there, he'll expect me. Not all of us. I'll drive in alone. You stay outside the perimeter until I call. Rex shook his head. You go alone. You die. If I bring a crew, he kills her before I arrive. Tasha met his eyes. You really think he'll keep his word? Cole answered without hesitation. No, but I'm not giving him the choice. He took a breath. Rafa, make sure the car's ready. Nitro lines, suspension, everything. Rafa nodded. Already on it. Cole turned to Rex. Get me a drone and 2 radios. One for me, one for you. I want eyes on every exit. Rex exhaled. And what happens if he doesn't race? What if it's a trap? Cole stared at the map. Then I ended anyway. As night fell, the team prepared quietly. Rafa tightened bolts under the Challenger's hood. Tasha checked coordinates. Rex loaded a truck with spare fuel and tools. No music, no jokes, no talk. Just silence, the kind that comes before a storm. Cole sat on the hood of the car looking at the dark horizon. He could almost hear Leo's voice in the back of his mind. Promise me if I don't make it, don't ever race again. He whispered back, I kept it, brother. Until now. He got in the car and started the engine. The rumble shook the floor. Rex leaned on the window. You know this isn't just a race, right? I know. It's a war. Then let's finish it. As the Challenger rolled out of the garage, its headlights cut through the night. In the mirror, he saw Rafa, Tasha, and Rex watching silently. He was driving straight into the desert, to Red Mesa, where Ronan Vale waited with his sister. And this time, there would be no running. The desert at night didn't forgive mistakes. There were no streetlights, no neighbors, no patrol car turning the corner. Just open land, jagged rocks, and a dirt road that disappeared into darkness. That was why Ronan Vale had chosen Red Mesa. Out here, the only rules were the ones he made. Cole followed the GPS Tasha had sent. Headlights cut a narrow path through the dust. The Challenger hummed steady, tuned to perfection by Rafa. In the cup holder, the radio Rex gave him waited for the first signal. Walker, you reading me? Rex's voice came through finally, a little static but clear. Yeah. We're 2 miles behind you. Staying low. Tasha's up on the ridge with the drone. You go in, we watch. Good. You see her, you call? I will. He killed the lights as he got closer. Ahead, on higher ground, he could finally see it. Red Mesa. An abandoned vehicle yard carved into the desert, surrounded by rusted shipping crates, old school buses, burned cars stacked on each other. Someone had set up 3 floodlights, bathing the middle area in pale yellow. A perfect arena. And in that arena were cars. 4 dark SUVs. 2 tuned imports. And one car he remembered all too well. A black 1969 Charger, flawless, glossy, heavy. Ronan's trademark. Cole parked on the edge, far enough not to be boxed in. He stepped out. Dust blew around his boots. Cole Walker! A voice boomed through a portable PA system. 3 years late, but you made it. The voice was older, deeper, confident. Ronan. Cole walked toward the light. Ronan Vale stepped into view like he was stepping on a stage. Age had reached him, gray at the temples, lines around the eyes. But the posture was the same. Broad shoulders, gold watch, black jacket, boots spotless even in the dirt. He carried himself like a man who still believed he owned every road. And behind him 2 Vipers stood with rifles. Ronan? Cole said. Walker. Ronan smiled. I was starting to think you really buried that car of yours for good. I did. And I pulled it back out. Ronan opened his arms, like presenting a show. You hear that, boys? I told you. I told you he wouldn't let his sister die. Family. It's the only leash that works. Cole's jaw clenched. Where is she? Ronan tilted his head. She's fine. You'll see her. After we settle something from 3 years ago. This isn't about the past. Let her go. It's always about the past. Ronan took a step closer. You ruined me, Walker. You walked away clean and left me with the blame. You told everyone I rigged the race. You got me kicked out. You made me a ghost. You rigged the race, Cole said. Leo died because of you. Ronan's expression hardened. Leo died because he was weaker. Because you didn't control him. Cole took another step. The 2 guards raised their rifles. He stopped. Ronan smiled again. Relax. I'm not going to shoot you. I didn't bring you all the way out here to kill you fast. I brought you here to make everyone see what you really are. A washed-up racer trying to play hero. You took my sister to make a show? I took your sister because she got in the way. Ronan shrugged. That little community center she helps? My guys use that warehouse next door. She saw them unloading. She took pictures. She was going to send them. Your sister's got courage. Shame she got your sense of justice. Cole swallowed the anger. So this was never random. No. This was fate. Ronan snapped his fingers. 2 more men dragged someone out from behind a stack of crates. Mia. Hands tied, mouth taped, eyes wide. She saw Cole and made a sound under the tape, desperate. One of the men yanked her to a stop near Ronan. Cole's chest burned. Let her go. You know the price, Ronan said. We finish what you interrupted 3 years ago. 1 race, you win, she goes home. You lose, I send what she recorded to the cops with your name all over it. You won't let her go even if I win. Ronan's eyes gleamed. Try me. Cole looked up, casual, like stretching his neck. He knew Tasha's drone would be locked on this spot. He knew Rex was listening to every word. Rex, you seeing this? He whispered, barely moving his mouth. Rex's voice in his ear. Yeah, we got eyes on Mia. Too many guns to move now. Wait for my call, Cole said. Ronan clapped his hands once. All right, Walker. You brought your old beast. I brought mine. We raced the ring. The ring? Ronan pointed. Around the yard, someone had created a dirt track, oval, wide with stacked cars and containers making walls. It wasn't a straight highway. It wasn't what Cole was used to. This was close quarters, short laps, dangerous. 1 wrong turn, and you hit metal. You changed the track, Cole said. Ronan smiled. You didn't think I'd give you your highway back, did you? No, no, this is my house, my rules. That wasn't the deal. The deal is you race. This is racing. Cole looked at the track, at the SUVs, at Mia, at Ronan's men. He didn't like it, but he couldn't walk away. Fine, he said. We race. Ronan's eyes lit up. That's the walker I remember. They got into their cars. Cole sat in the Challenger, hands on the wheel, heart heavy but steady. He breathed in once, long. He'd run highways, bridges, mountain passes. He'd raced for money, pride, revenge. But he had never raced with his sister watching from a gunpoint. Rafa, car's good, came Rex's voice low. But his Charger is heavier. He'll try to push. I know. He's going to try to make you crash like last time. I know. Don't let him put you on the outside. I know. Ronan's car roared to life. Old muscle, but tuned, angry. He drove to the start line. Cole pulled beside him. Ronan turned, grinning through the window. No cops, no crowd. Just us, like it should have been. Just us, Cole said. One of the Vipers walked to the front, raised a green flare. Cole fixed his eyes on Mia for 1 second. She shook her head, crying. He nodded once. I got you. The flare dropped. Both cars launched. The dirt track was loose. The first corner came fast. Ronan dove in hard, throwing dust. Cole braked just enough to keep grip, then accelerated out of the turn. Ronan was aggressive from the start, swerving his Charger wide, trying to block, trying to make Cole react. He wasn't racing to win. He was racing to make Cole mad. Cole kept calm. Second turn. Tighter. Near a stacked bus. Ronan cut too close, kicking debris at Cole's windshield. Cole turned his wipers on, stayed inside. Third turn, long curve. Ronan slowed, trying to make Cole rear-end him. Cole went wide instead, taking the outside line, using speed to stay even. They completed the first lap almost side by side. The Vipers cheered. Ronan shouted through the window. Still got it. Cole didn't answer. Second lap, Ronan changed tactics. He slowed before the corner, then floored it, trying to fishtail dirt onto Cole. Cole saw it coming, lifted a fraction, and avoided the spray. He could beat him. Even on Ronan's track in Ronan's house, he could beat him. But something was wrong. He checked the far side of the yard, where the SUVs were. 2 of them had moved. Rex, he said low. They're getting ready to move her. Yeah, I see it, Rex said. They're not planning on staying. So even if I win, they'll run. We gotta time it. Wait for my mark. Third lap, Ronan got impatient. He rammed Cole's rear quarter. The Challenger slid, tires fighting for grip. Cole corrected, managed to stay on track. He could almost hear Ronan laughing. You didn't change, Ronan shouted. You still think talent wins, it doesn't. What wins is who's willing to break the other guy. Cole gritted his teeth. Then break me. Ronan tried again on the straight, using the Charger's weight to push. Cole let him come, then braked sharply. Ronan overshot, lost his line. Cole slipped inside and took the lead. The Vipers booed. Ronan cursed. Cole saw his chance. If he kept the inside for 2 more laps, he'd win. And if he won, Ronan would have to. The radio cracked with Tasha's voice. Cole, they're moving her now. He looked. 2 men were dragging Mia toward the far SUV. The engine was already running. Ronan saw it too. He smirked. He wasn't racing to pay a debt. He was racing to stall. Cole cursed. Rex, move, he shouted. They're taking her. Rex, on it. But the yard was wide, and Rex was outside the perimeter. By the time his truck roared in, the SUV was already rolling. Cole had a choice: finish the lap and prove he could beat Ronan, or break the race and go for Mia. There was no choice. He hit the brakes, swung out of the track, and sped across the yard toward the escaping SUV. Ronan laughed over the PA. There he is, the hero, always chasing what he can't save. The SUV shot toward the back exit, a narrow dirt path between 2 rock walls. If they reached that, They'd disappear into the desert. Cole floored it. He cut across scrap metal, almost clipped a stacked container, jumped a low ditch, and came up on the SUV's tail. Inside, through the rear window, he could see Mia fighting her restraints. "Hold on," he yelled, even though she couldn't hear. The SUV driver saw him and panicked. He swerved left, throwing dust. Cole followed tight. Rex's truck entered the yard from the other side. Tasha's drone flew low, lights blinking. "Cut them off on the right," Cole said. "I can't, too narrow," Rex replied. "You're the only one close." The SUV was seconds from the exit. Cole did the only thing he could. He rammed it. The Challenger hit the SUV's rear hard. The SUV fishtailed, almost flipped, but the driver corrected and kept going. These guys knew how to drive. The back door flew open with the impact. For a split second, Cole saw Mia's face clear, terrified, tired, but alive. "Mia!" he shouted, her eyes locked on his. And then one of the men inside slammed the door shut again. The SUV burst out of the yard and onto the desert road heading west, taillights bouncing. Cole tried to follow, but Ronan's Charger cut in front of him like a black wall. Ronan blocked the exit, tires spinning, engine roaring. He leaned out the window, eyes wild. "You don't get to skip the finish line, Walker." "Move," Cole shouted. "Race first." "I said move." Ronan just grinned. "You want her? Then you do it my way." Cole's blood boiled. Every second he stayed here, Mia got farther away. He slammed the Challenger into gear and shoved the nose into Ronan's bumper. Ronan pushed back. They were locked, engines screaming, dirt flying. Finally, Cole jerked the wheel, spun around Ronan, and shot out of the yard. But it was too late. On the open desert road, he could only see dust. No SUV, no lights, no Mia. They were gone. Again. He slowed, fists tight on the wheel. Rex's voice came through, frustrated. "I couldn't catch them. Narrow path. They planned it." "Tasha, I got the route on the drone. They're heading southeast, probably to a secondary site." Cole turned the car around slowly and drove back to the yard. Ronan was waiting, standing outside his Charger like a king who had just proved his point. "You see," Ronan said, "you can win a race, you can win a crowd, but you can't be in two places at once. That's why you lost Leo. That's why you lost her tonight." Cole got out of the car, eyes cold. "I didn't lose her." "You did. You just don't know it yet." Ronan shrugged. "But I'm not done with you. I want the world to see this. Next time, we do it where cameras can watch." "Next time," Cole said. "There is no next time." He lunged. Rex grabbed him. "No, not now." Ronan stepped back, laughing. "There he is, the real Cole Walker. Not the calm mechanic, not the retired racer, the one who destroys anyone in his lane." Cole breathed hard, forcing himself to stop. Ronan pointed to him. "You want her back? You meet me on the coast road tomorrow night. No dirt, no crates, just highway. Just like before." "You run," Cole said. "I will find you." Ronan smirked. "I'm not running. I'm inviting." He whistled. His men got into their cars. In seconds, the yard began to empty. Ronan got in his Charger, revved once, and looked at Cole through the window. "Tomorrow night. You lose. She disappears for good." Then he drove off, dust swallowing him. Rex walked up beside Cole. "He's not going to keep moving her forever. He wants you desperate." "He already has me desperate," Cole said. "But now I know who I'm racing." Tasha joined them, tablet in hand. "I tracked the SUV until it got out of range. They're heading toward the coast route. He's keeping her close to where he wants the final race." "So he wants a show," Rex said. Cole stared at the desert road where Mia had vanished. "He's going to get one." Rex, Tasha, Rafa, and the rest of the crew spread maps, checked cameras, replayed the drone footage from Red Mesa again and again. Every time the video showed the SUV disappearing into the desert, Cole's jaw tightened. They had been so close. He had seen Mia. He had almost touched her. Now there was no more room for mistakes. Ronan had finally said it out loud. "Coast Road tonight. That was good and bad. Good because they finally had a place and time. Bad because if Ronan was choosing the road, he was also choosing the conditions. He wanted a highway race, wide, fast, no obstacles. The same setup from 3 years ago, the one that ended with Leo dead and Cole out of the game. He wants to replay the night, Tasha said, pointing to the map. He wants you to feel what you felt. He wants to prove you can't change what you are. Cole looked at the route. It was a long stretch of coastal highway, 2 lanes, cliffs on one side and guardrail on the other. No escape. We can't block him, he said. If we show up with too many cars, he'll shoot her first and leave. Rex nodded. So we stay at a distance. He tapped the map. We take 3 positions. 1 here, at the access road. 1 here, up on the bluff with the drone. And 1 at the finish, in case he tries to bail. You go in alone like he wants. But we'll be there. Rafa came in wiping grease from his hands. Your car's done. Suspension is tight. Engine is clean. Nitrous is loaded. I put in a safer shot so you don't blow it on a high gear. If he tries to ram, your frame can hold. Cole took a breath. Thanks. Rafa looked him in the eye. Bring her home. After that you can disappear de novo if Keezer. But bring her. I will. Tasha pulled out her tablet. There's one more thing. I traced those messages they sent you, the ones with the photos. They came from a spoofed tower near the marina. That means Ronan has a signal truck. If we find that truck during the race, we cut his comms. Can you do it? I can try. Rex clapped Cole on the shoulder. Then that's the plan. You race. We hunt. No hero improvising this time. Cole actually smiled. You know I don't promise that. Sunset painted the sky orange when Cole drove toward the coast. He had showered, eaten, changed shirts, but he still felt like he'd been awake for days. His body was tired. His head wasn't. His head was sharp, clear, focused on one thing. Mia. He remembered the first time she rode with him. She was still a kid, feet not reaching the floor, laughing at every turn. You're so fast, she said. Faster than anyone. He had promised her back then he'd always come if she called. She had called. Now he was coming. The ocean smell grew stronger as the road curved along the cliffs. Waves crashed far below. The highway was almost empty. Good. Less witnesses. Ahead, under a row of streetlights, cars were already parked. 4 SUVs, 2 Viper's cars, and Ronan's black Charger shining like it belonged in a showroom, not in the middle of a crime. They saw him arriving. One of the men pointed. He's here. Cole parked facing the highway, not between them. He wanted space to move. He got out with his hands visible. He didn't want anyone nervous near Mia. Ronan came forward smiling like this was a reunion. Right on time, he said. Traffic's low, moon's out. Good night for a race. Where is she? Cole asked. Ronan stepped aside and signaled. They opened the back of one of the SUVs. Mia sat inside, wrists zip-tied but no longer taped. Her hair was messy, eyes red, but she was alive. When she saw Cole, she almost jumped forward. Cole! He took a step, but one of the Vipers raised a gun. Ronan wagged a finger. After. You win, she goes free. You lose, I take her south and you never see her again. Cole forced himself to stop. You said that last time. I said a lot of things last time. I was testing you. Now we finish. Ronan pointed to the highway. 10 miles down there's a bridge. First one under it wins. And if I win? Ronan nodded to the SUV. They cut her loose. You have my word. Your word doesn't mean anything. Tonight it does. Ronan's eyes hardened. Because tonight I'm not hiding. I'm not using kids. It's me and you. No dirt, no containers, no tricks, just speed. You're lying, Cole said. You'll try to shoot me off the road. Ronan actually laughed. Maybe, but you know how to dodge. Cole looked over his shoulder, as if just checking the horizon. He knew Rex and Tasha were watching from the bluff. He knew they'd seen Mia. He knew they were counting how many guns. He spoke low, almost without moving the lips. "You saw the SUV?" Rex's voice came through the earpiece. "Yeah, back left. 2 armed, driver inside." "Wait for the bridge," Cole said. "I'll push them." "Got it." Ronan clapped once. "Let's go, Walker. People have been waiting to see this." "People?" Ronan tilted his head toward the road. "You really think I'd do this without cameras?" Only then did Cole see the small black van parked farther away, antennas up. The signal truck, streaming, recording, sending. Ronan wanted this race to live forever. Tasha's voice came quick. "I see the truck. I can jam it when you pass. Just give me 5 seconds near it." "Copy," Cole said. He got into his Challenger. He tightened his belt, checked the nitrous switch, touched the photo of him and Mia taped to the dash from years ago. "Hold on, girl," he whispered. Ronan started his Charger. The sound was deep, heavy, old muscle with new lungs. They rolled to the start. The road ahead was clean, 2 lanes, guardrail to the right, cliff to the left where the land rose. Far away, you could already see the dark line of the bridge. A Viper walked between them, lifted a flare. Ronan leaned out of the window. "No backing out." Cole stared forward. "No backing out." The flare dropped. They launched. Both cars shot forward like bullets. Tires screamed, engines roared, the highway turned into a tunnel of speed. Ronan's Charger had brutal acceleration. For the first 100 yards, he gained half a car. Cole didn't panic. He let the Challenger hook, then shifted clean, bringing the boost in gradual. The car responded, closing the gap. They hit 90, then 110, then 130. The wind howled around the windows. The ocean flashed on the side. In the mirror, Cole could see 2 SUVs starting to follow. Not in the race, just keeping up. "2 SUVs rolling," he said. "Rex, we see them. We'll intercept near the bridge." Ronan moved to block, throwing the Charger a little to the left. Cole moved right. Ronan moved right. He wanted to keep Cole behind him, force him into dirty air. Cole flicked the nitrous for 1 second. The Challenger jumped. He got side by side. Ronan glanced, surprised. Cole saw it, the old anger in the man's eyes. Ronan didn't just want to win. He wanted to prove he was better than the kid who exposed him. He swerved toward Cole, trying to push him onto the guardrail. Cole braked half a second, let Ronan's car come closer, then cut in behind him, drafting. The Charger was big. Drafting behind it gave him more pull. "Nice," Rex muttered in his ear. They flew past the signal truck. "Tasha. Now." For 2 seconds, the radio crackled with different noises. Then Tasha. "Signal jammed. He can't stream." "Good," Cole said. Up ahead, the bridge grew larger. Under it, the road widened a bit. That would be their window. Ronan must have noticed the SUVs behind because he clicked his own radio and shouted something. But whatever it was didn't reach. Tasha had cut him off. He slammed his hand on the steering wheel, angry, and did the one thing Cole expected. He got reckless. He braked, hard, right in front of Cole. Cole had less than a second to react. He jerked left, almost touching the center line, then back right to avoid the guardrail. The Challenger fishtailed, but he controlled it. Ronan laughed through the open window. "Almost had you." "You're not getting me twice," Cole shouted back. They were seconds from the bridge. "Rex," Cole said, "on my go, hit the SUVs. We're ready." Cole took a deep breath. Then he did exactly what Ronan wanted, but faster. He moved to the outside lane, pretending he was going to overtake on the left, the riskier side near the drop. Ronan, of course, went to block. He didn't want Cole on the outside where he could slingshot, but Cole wasn't aiming for the outside. At the last second, he cut right. Ronan's car was still moving left, trying to block what wasn't there. That opened a gap. Small, but enough. Cole punched the nitrous. The Challenger squeezed through the inside, tires screaming near the guardrail. He shot ahead. He was first under the bridge. At the exact same time, Rex's truck and Tasha's sedan came from the side road and T-boned the first SUV, forcing it to stop. The second SUV tried to escape, but Tasha blocked the lane and Rafa, coming from behind, rammed its rear, spinning it. The road behind turned into chaos. Engines, shouting, doors opening, guns being raised. Ronan cursed loud. He didn't expect Cole to coordinate a rescue mid-race. He floored it again, trying to retake the lead, but the road was now full of his own men. Cole braked and spun the Challenger across the lane, creating a shield. He jumped out, gun in hand. "Get her!" he shouted. Rex was already at the SUV. He yanked the door open, dragged the guard out, punched him once, and cut the ties on Mia's wrists. She fell into his arms, crying. "Cole?" Cole reached them and pulled her close. "You okay?" She nodded, sobbing. "I knew you'd come." Ronan's Charger skidded to a stop 20 yards ahead. He got out furious, pointing a gun. "You ruined it. You ruined the race." Cole pushed Mia behind Rex's truck and pointed his own gun. "Drop it, Ronan." Ronan laughed, gun still up. "You won the run. Fine. Take the girl, but you don't get to walk away like last time. You don't get to tell the story again." "Drop the gun," Cole repeated. Ronan aimed. Before he could shoot, a single shot rang from above. From the bluff. Tasha. Ronan's gun flew from his hand. He screamed in pain, clutching his wrist. Rex yelled, "Don't move!" The Vipers froze. They were good drivers, not soldiers, and they could see clearly now. They had lost. The hostage was out. Their boss was surrounded. Cole walked toward Ronan slowly. The older man glared at him. "Go ahead. Finish it. That's what you wanted to do 3 years ago." "No," Cole said. "I wanted you to stop hurting people. You didn't." "You think they'll stop just because you want to race?" "I think they'll stop because you're going away." Ronan spat on the ground. "Cops won't believe you." Mia stepped out from behind Rex, holding her phone. "They will? I still have the video, and now we have yours too." Ronan looked at her like seeing her for the first time. Not as bait, but as the problem that broke his plan. Cole signaled to Rex. "Call it in." Rex nodded. "I know a trooper who owes me. We'll dump him with proof. He won't be back fast." Ronan sank to his knees, angry, defeated. "You could have ruled this road, Walker. You were like me." "That's the point," Cole said. "I didn't want to be like you." He turned his back and walked to Mia. She hugged him hard. "I was so scared." "I know. It's over." "Are you gonna stop racing again?" she asked, still shaking. He looked at the Challenger, at Rex, at Tasha, at Rafa pulling up with a grin of relief. He smiled. "I'm not going back to the old way. But I'm not hiding anymore." Rex laughed. "Good. Because we got a lot of people out there who need fast drivers." Mia wiped her face. "You help people with cars?" Tasha answered. "With cars, with parts, with deliveries. We stay on the road, but for the right side." Cole nodded. "Then maybe that's where I belong now." The sound of distant sirens started to rise, not close, but coming. Rex clapped his hands. "All right, people, wrap it up. We give them Ronan and the shipment evidence." "We don't give them us." They tied Ronan's hands. 2 of the younger Vipers ran. Tasha let them. They weren't the problem. Cole opened the passenger door of his Challenger. "Come on," he said to Mia. "Let's go home." She smiled weakly. "Home sounds good." She got in. Before he closed the door, she caught his arm. "Hey." He looked at her. "Thank you for breaking your promise." He chuckled. "Some promises are meant to be broken." He closed the door, got behind the wheel, and started the engine. As they drove away from the coast, leaving the flashing lights and the fallen king behind, the night felt lighter. Not because the danger was gone, danger always waited in some corner of the road, but because he had chosen this time. He hadn't been pulled back to the streets for ego, money, or glory. He had come back for family. And now that the car was running again, now that his name was back out there, he knew something else. This wouldn't be the last time someone called Cole Walker. When things on the road went bad. But next time, he wouldn't be alone.